I was all ready and set to like the Epic Store. I've complained about a lot of the shit that Steam does for a long time, and I've always viewed competition as generally a benefit, especially for consumers. The problem here is that Epic seems to be going at this completely backwards to the point where them existing is now causing Steam to have to clamp down on what users can do, thus giving customers less abilities and less options so that they can keep up with Epic. I was I wasn't happy when Epic started buying out or having exclusive games here or there. But these were games that probably had to deal with Epic beforehand, before anybody heard about them, before they even ready to launch. And I thought, okay, that may seem kind of stupid to have exclusive to a store, but I get it. That's fine. Then Metro happened, and I was royally pissed. I had absolutely no desire to play Metro, let me be clear. But the fact that tens of thousands of pre-orders had been made, and then just 2 weeks before launch, it's snatched up and, oh, we aren't on Steam anymore. Sorry, lol. That's kind of a dick move. Same thing happened with Division 2. Then came Phoenix Point. That one is in a really weird gray legal area, I think, because that one was crowdfunded. Not only was it was crowdfunded on Fig, where you can opt in to be an investor if you put in $500 or more. And it was advertised on Fig that it would be on GOG and Steam. And technically that's still going to be true 1 year later. That's going to be a very big difference. I'm pretty sure someone is going to have to sue about that because this is going to drastically affect their overall sales numbers. I can promise that. But the one game that just pissed me off the most, uh, even though Phoenix Point is probably the worst from a legal perspective, the one that just pissed me off the most was Obsidian's Outer Worlds. Look, I get it, Epic. From a customer perspective, this may be your single biggest get. People love Fallout. They love Obsidian's Fallout New Vegas. They want another Obsidian-style Fallout game because Bethesda is fucking stupid. And it looks like the Outer Worlds would have given us that. So from a financial and business perspective, it is completely the right idea to snatch that game up. I still don't like that you did it. I would have really preferred if Epic had given the options of, you could buy it on Steam or you could buy it on our store. I don't think anyone would have a problem with Epic if they had done that from the get-go. But they didn't. They kept snatching up every game they could, especially ones that had already advertised that they were going to be on Steam. That is a dick move, at the very least. At the most, it could be classified as false advertising and or illegal. It's just a matter of if someone is going to sue over the other games. The Phoenix Point one, I'm pretty damn sure there's going to be a suit somewhere in that. And Epic isn't holding back either. They are putting their money where their mouth is as far as getting these games is concerned. One of the developers for Phoenix Point in an AMA right after they announced that they were going to be an Epic Store exclusive said that if they had returned all of the money from their crowdfunding and all of the money from pre-orders that they had for the game, already. They got about just under 800,000 in crowdfunding money. They got about 1.2 million in pre-order money. So you're looking at about $2 million. If they had returned every single cent of that, they would still be in the black. That was that developer's words in the AMA. So from what we know now, Epic is paying somewhere in the ballpark of 2 million plus to get these studios to come over to them exclusively. Jesus. That is a good chunk of change that they aren't using on their fucking store. That's the other part that really pisses me off about what Epic's doing. If it was a store that at least had the similar features to what Steam does, I might be a little bit more forgiving. It is bare bones by 5 years ago standards. Let alone today. There is nothing on it. They just this week added a search bar. Just this week. You could not search for a fucking game in the goddamn Epic Store until just now, and it's been released for about 3 months. Who thought this was a good idea? Not only are they bare bones, though, they're fucking spyware. It has been confirmed that when you launch the Epic launcher, it is saving a lot of data from Steam to a file that is specific to the Epic launcher that gets updated every time you launch the Epic launcher. When asked about this, the Epic said that it's only there to check your Steam friends list so that can be imported over, and you can opt out of that at any time you want. Then why are you also recording what games we are playing and how long we are playing them for on Steam? Why are you doing that, Epic? Will you not tell us? Nope, radio silence. Never heard a word about that again. You have a launcher that has basically nothing. You have a store that has basically nothing. You don't even have customer fucking reviews, and you've already said that you're going to implement that at some point in the future, maybe, but as an opt-in feature that developers will have to choose to grace us with the honor of letting us talk about the game. Whoa, how nice. And because of these dipshits at Epic, now Steam is toning down the ability for people to review games. They are no longer allowing, I forget exactly what they classified it as, but basically fake reviews that come from review bombs. To which I would like to know, Valve, say a game is bad and a lot of people review it at launch, like No Man's By, would that be a review bomb? Would you then cancel out those negative reviews? By the way, they only cancel out negative reviews. They don't cancel out the positive ones. Just so you're aware. They are canceling out the ones that are inappropriate or would not matter for purchasing requirements or some such weird language like that. So, Valve, you now have brain scanning technology so that you can see what is and isn't important to me, huh? I've told this story many times. There was a game that had a negative review, and this was their top review. The negative review said the things that I was actually looking for that game. That review that was negative, I read as a positive, and I would have bought the game on the spot, except the developer then said, hey, people, we don't like that this person did this negative review and played it for this long, so could you just downvote it? Ooh, that's not something you're supposed to do as a developer. So I refused to buy the game right there because they did that. Had they not given a shit and just let the negative review be there, I would have bought the game based on that negative review. So, what do you think I would look for, Valve? Are you really sure you know what I am specifically looking for? And Valve is now doing this because Epic is A, doesn't have customer reviews yet, but B, when they do, it will be an opt-in only feature. Oh, that's not true. Valve was going to change this. It's just a weird coincidence that it happened at this time. You mean, yes, it's such a weird coincidence that the time graph thing that they have that they said was to resolve review bombs is now being changed completely so that review bombs will be taken out completely. Sure. Coincidence. Yeah, right. Epic is being a giant detriment to PC gaming. PC gaming is now going through its own fucking console war. I do not like this. It is annoying. It is just this is downright anti-consumer the way it's being done. And this can only get worse. Thankfully, I don't think Epic can keep up their bribe money for long. What's going to happen is Fortnite is eventually going to stop being popular. That's how all these mega popular games go at some point. At some point, they're going to stop being the it game. When that'll be, anybody's guess. It's just a matter of, can the Epic Store bribe enough of these game companies to get enough games exclusive for 1 year to Epic Store to be solid enough itself, or will Fortnite topple before they're able to do that, causing the Epic Store itself to topple into instability? Your guess is as good as mine on that, because I don't know how many games and how many developers it's going to take for Epic to bribe, or how much money they're going to have to keep shoveling out to developers to keep doing that, because I can goddamn tell you they aren't shoveling it out to their own fucking store. I'm not saying Steam is a bastion of perfection. Quite the opposite. I complain about Steam and will continue to complain about Steam all the fucking time. GOG, I might have some disagreements with a couple of the things that GOG has done, but I've never really had a major issue with GOG. But Epic, what Epic is doing is downright terrible, anti-consumer, just plain bullshit. And if it continues, this can only get worse for PC gamers. So either Epic needs to start improving themselves, or they just need to go the fuck away. I don't care which. I would like to see them get better. Based on what the CEO has said, that ain't gonna happen. So please, Epic, run out of Fortnite money and piss off! This is the Math Machine. I wanted to give Epic Store a chance. I really did, but they've just done too much shit too fast, and it has just gotten to where I can't stand to look at them anymore. Peace out.